I want to give you a free mattress. Do you need a mattress? I mean, even if you don't need a mattress, you should try this one. It's the mattress that changed my life. Seriously, scan the QR code on screen to grab this mattress, the Vibrasonic, for free.
Free?
Yeah, for free.
Whoa.
This mattress really changed my life. I was getting terrible sleep for a while, and it was related, my health was being affected by my crap sleep. And then the Vibrasonic entered my zone, and this thing keeps me cool when I get hot. Plus, the memory foam is just everything for my body, and the adjustable base aligns with my spine. Plus, there's speakers built into it, so you can build a whole surround sound system in your bedroom from your bed. Connects to your movies, your video games, or your podcasts, your meditation apps. Try it out. Again, I'll give you one for free. Just scan the code and you can get it. Merry Christmas. Hello, beautiful human. I'm Zach. That is Dan. Welcome to the studio. Back again. Liz Gillies, and with a friend for the first time ever.
Seth MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane, yeah.
How cool am I for bringing him in?
I go wherever Liz tells me to go.
How does this begin, this relationship?
Wait, no. Zach, really quick. I haven't been on your show in about a year and a half. I just want to quickly, just so everybody knows, I've asked to be on the show because that's how this works. He never asked me to be on the show. And typically he's like, yeah, come on over. Let's do an interview because the kids like him. You can admit that some of our interview clips have been some of the more viral ones.
Have changed my life.
Okay.
I feel like this is like...
No, we're going to get this out of the way and then it's all going to be very...
I was going to say, I feel like I'm here
No.
I'm in trouble with the student council,
not.
the way the layout of this
You're
room
not.
is. Like the Greek council is like... I've played a prank on another frat that's gone too far.
This is a little weird. Is this a new thing?
No, it's giving, talent
the
competition.
round table with the three is
You're
giving a little...
so far away.
Yeah.
We're
working on it.
We're fixing things. It's a work in progress.
So this is like a trial and error interview.
Well, no, this is some things work in the room. Okay. Some things are evolving.
Sure.
It's a living, breathing production, right?
This is Amazon, man. This shit's supposed to be already,
Did you see you had a dressing room like that?
Yeah.
When I saw that there was a dressing room with snacks and furniture, I literally was like, where am I? Because that's never happened anywhere that I've been on your show before.
Here at Amazon, every day is day one. So we have the ability to change.
No,
and
listen,
evolve
our
and
taxes
grow.
pay for this building.
But Zach, really quick, I saw you. I was in LA doing a singing thing 6 months ago, and I was like, Zach's not going to come. I haven't heard from that guy in 6 months. This dude doesn't want me around, or he doesn't have a phone, or but you like all my Instagram posts, so you must have a phone. And then I was like, and then you're like, I'm coming. I'm going to show up, and you did, and we had a great night. And we talked, and we didn't have enough time to talk. And you said we're going to catch up tomorrow. I said, well, I am going to be on the road all day. You said, well, I'm doing nothing. I'm going to be in London. We're going to walk around. In a couple of days, we're going to talk on the phone. I said, great. So then I said, you ready to talk? You said, I'm walking for 2 hours, baby. Give me a call. I called you and you screened it.
No.
You did. And then I said, trying you back again. And then you screened it again. And then I just put a thumbs down. And that was it. That was 6 months ago. I never heard back from him after that.
This is what happens when you get this kind of fancy promotion.
No.
I think it's the Amazon thing.
Yeah.
I agree. I walked
You got
into
the big
building.
Amazon arrow swoosh
The
on
swoosh.
your logo.
It's like hovering over his head like a halo. Like
Jesus.
You're different.
I'm actually
Suddenly
sweating.
you think you're Walter Cronkite.
Yeah. Well, he's always thought that. But I thought maybe he was too. Now you're a meanie. This wasn't cool.
No.
Look at by the way, I admire the sweater.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Well, that is a sign that maybe he hasn't changed so much.
I look forward to giving you a full. I mean, it's all.
I heard you're not a virgin anymore.
Yeah. That's true.
My mom
Thank you.
just screamed in the other room, but you talk about it on the show, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, if that wasn't on the show, then I do feel bad.
At the age of 30, it's gone now, and I have a boyfriend.
Do you feel different?
Honestly, I do.
Yeah.
And I did for a while. And even the security guards here were picking up on this energy. They called it
like when you walked through the door?
They called it dick glow. They knew something was different about me. And they would stop and they'd high five me and they'd applaud me.
That's a real life thing that's not just in movies where it's you walk, hey, I can tell you're in love.
Something's different about you. I can't put my finger on it, but I think it's sex.
And I'm going to tell you something. Every time somebody pointed something out or acknowledged this energy,
wow.
before I came here, I had partaken in some sort of.
You'd been fucking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
My boy's been fucking, Seth.
It's that post-fuck glow.
It's very
I'm
new to
happy
me.
for you, honestly. That was a really long saga. And I remember talking about perhaps hiring someone for you.
Yes.
A lady of the night.
I
And
remember
we
that
didn't
phone
do
call.
it.
Say, is that a new skin cream? Nope, it's that post-fuck glow.
Well, in The Sims, I don't know if you've ever played The Sims. Anybody in here? Yeah. Okay, you get it. Well, after they have sex, it's called woohoo in the game. They walk like this around the house, like really proud and upright, and that's what you're doing, and I'm happy for you. That's all. We can talk later. I just wanted to get that out of the way in case people are wondering where I've been.
How the fuck do you have this much energy after the show last night?
Seth, I have to turn it on for my family
God,
here.
I'm
Dan.
so hungover.
That means Dan. I'm not hungover, but I felt like I got
No,
hit
I
by
know
a
you're not
car.
hungover.
But I was covered in bruises when I woke up this morning.
What?
I was
Let's talk about something else.
No, I covered the ones on my face. I'm talking about the ones.
That's one of the things that,
It's one of the things on my lips.
We're very dark people.
We're also very tired. This has been like a nonstop press thing for us. Like we did all the like the Today Show and The View and the Christmas tree lighting, and then actually you got a little rest. I went to a wedding in New Orleans.
Yeah.
New Orleans.
Yeah.
And then we just did
New
a lot
Orleans,
of
right?
New Orleans, yeah. And then it's just been a lot. And then we had a show last night, a big, nice, long show in Palm Desert.
Big, nice, long show.
You know a
big,
lot
nice, long,
about
hard show.
big,
I mean,
nice,
it was tough
long
getting through
shows.
it, right?
Now it was tough getting through,
Right?
but we did. We always do.
Stage was pretty wide.
It was wide.
Well, can you? Okay, a couple things. How'd you all
Do you
meet?
want to talk?
Yeah.
We met at a karaoke bar called the Brass Monkey.
He knows. He was right there with me for the whole thing.
So that is actually genuinely
Yes.
just singing, right? And I remember
Singing.
going to this karaoke bar with you
Many
before.
times after, actually.
Oh, you know the
Yes.
Brass Monkey.
Oh, dude, Zach and I used to paint the Brass Monkey brass.
Wait, okay, so
That was our hang, our post Family Guy hang. We used to go there, I think, on like Monday nights after finishing our writing for the day. And yeah, Liz gets up and what are you singing? Julie London.
Julie London,
Yeah.
Cry Me a River.
And
He was singing Sinatra.
yeah, and I have a thing like when you sing a standard, oftentimes nowadays, most of the time you'll hear somebody, they'll instead of Blue Moon, doing the Crosby thing, you'll hear Blue Moon, you saw me standing alone, and it's like
butchered
no,
it.
you know what? Who the hell wrote that song?
Blue Moon?
Irving Berlin doesn't
Yeah.
need your. Was that Irving Berlin? Probably wasn't.
At this
Yeah.
hour,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not there.
He doesn't need your help. And yet here's Liz singing this song just with the purity that the genre requires. It was just
And Seth
unembellished.
the same. And I didn't
ungilded.
actually know how, I don't know if I really knew. I knew you sang, but I had never really heard him sing. It was I'm trying to remember when it was. It was a long time ago. So yeah, and I was very impressed by his voice as well. And then we're like, we should collaborate since we both like this stuff.
Yeah.
your voice is something that you've been working on for a while. I had no idea to the lengths that you've gone to harness this muscle, but also to essentially keep this legacy of Frank Sinatra alive in a bunch of different ways. You work with his vocal coach, accurate?
I did work with it was a couple, Lee and Sally Sweetland, who I am told coached Frank at one point. That's the legend.
Did
I don't
they
know
lie?
I don't know if it's apocryphal because I've never gotten but everyone who's worked with them is like, oh yeah, they worked with Sinatra, they worked with Streisand, but I believed it because look, they've been around since. They were both working in the 40s. He was an opera singer in the 1940s. She
So
sang
cool.
on all these old Henry Mancini tunes. I started training with them when I came out to LA, and they were already in their 90s. And they're both gone now. Their son took over the business, and then he passed away. But they were both, I think, around 100 when they died. And they were working. They were training right up until the end, and claimed to still be having sex. They claimed that
You know
we're still
all
doing
about
it.
that,
I do.
don't you?
Now. Can you describe your relationship with the stories that he would tell? What was it that brought you to his music and really,
Frank?
lit something in you?
Oh, I thought you meant.
Me too.
Yeah, I thought you meant that because they had some good stories too. God, I remember asking them one point about is there something you can tell me that's do you remember the election when FDR was put in office, which was now what is it, 1932 or whatever the hell. I'm not a history.
Dan?
Yeah. Well, what year was FDR elected?
That's crazy.
No computer. What
No,
year was
probably
FDR
later than that.
elected?
1932.
Was
Oh
it?
my God, you were
Yeah.
right.
Okay. Wow. Thank God. And they were like, oh yeah, we thought he was an asshole. So it's like,
FDR.
so it's kind of all the same. So like FDR, perhaps the greatest president, of the 20th century, but all the same, psychology came along with the election, that they were just like, yeah, we thought he was kind of a dick. He was a pompous ass. Not in those many words. They were more eloquent than that. But it was kind of comforting that, okay, well, I guess things don't change all that much.
Yeah.
Is that comforting or scary?
It's I found it comforting that like in the moment you think, I mean, I don't know. It's like I remember like 2008 thinking, my God, George W. Bush is president. It can't get any worse than this. It seemed like this is just as bad as it's going to get. And it wasn't at all. So yeah, it's, look, it's comforting that in the heat of the moment, you think that it's all gonna end, and so far it hasn't.
Keeps going.
Yeah.
There is a role that music plays through all those societal shifts and moments, right? Like,
Yes.
You guys release a body of work that's happening in the middle of Black Lives Matter, in the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
I mean,
Songs from home.
yeah.
Songs from home.
It's
Yes.
our response.
Yes. Yeah.
But by the way, I mean, there are moments on that body of work
It's
where
true. You did add in a couple ad libs addressing the current
That's
times.
right. Mad Libs.
Ad libs, did I slur?
Yeah. You said Mad Libs.
Well, I meant ad libs. How about
A couple
that?
of Mad Libs.
I'd like to play Mad Libs. That'd be fun. You should do that on your show. They do it on Fallon.
Mad
It'd
Libs.
be good for you.
They do Mad Libs on Fallon?
What's Mad Libs? It's the thing where you type
Yeah,
it, you
it
say
says
the
like
word.
a noun.
They did. I saw one.
You
It
know,
was
it's
funny.
like
It was Kristen
4
Wiig.
and
It was
7 stools ago.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
And then everybody has a laugh.
We've already
and-
gotten started. It's Kristen Wiig, and it's good. It was a good.
Wow.
I don't remember why. I came up on TikTok maybe, which I have
I
now.
feel like it's a trend in late night. It's like there's just
Yeah.
no like,
No.
God forbid we write jokes.
No.
Let's play sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
You liking TikTok?
I actually really like it. I don't know how to make the stuff, but I'm trying. And then I make them, and I'm navigating it. I did it for the album, so I'm trying. It's hard. I feel like my fingers are too old. I feel like to drag all the things and to edit it on TikTok, I think you need to have like a 25-year-old finger max. Because for me, it's like I'm editing it, and then I think I'm real, and I have nice hands, and it doesn't matter. There's something aged about me that stops me from getting the best TikToks. I mean, I don't know how to upload. Everything I've taken 100 down, or something doesn't get. It's interesting, but I'm learning the way like an older person learns a computer, and I'm appreciative of anyone who could help me.
You're like, wow.
Yeah.
This is what I've never seen like her this amped.
I feel comfortable here, but I'm also
yeah.
a little uncomfortable because I'm
No,
still
it's-
feeling weird. And then you did a
Because
video.
I'm here, because it's like now it's because I'm
No,
like,
not because you're here. I'm happy you're here.
because I've invaded this sacred
have-
space.
No,
that
it's nice when
you and
some-
Zach,
I've
this
brought
thing that
people
you
on
guys have had for
before.
so long.
You brought Matt Bennett.
I did bring Matt. That was wild. He wore shorts, and that was like the worst decision he ever made. He
Oh
still
God,
talks
with
about
this,
it.
with the
Yeah.
the angle of this couch.
He wore shorts, and it was, I think, even a more severe angle at that studio.
Yeah, I would not be comfortable in shorts here.
I was like, "It's out, man. Let's watch it." He was like, "Oh God!" It's like an hour and a half of him in shorts. He was so bummed out. His little sweet pale
I
legs.
find like as an adult, I really have to be like there really has to be a goddamn good reason for me to wear
and
shorts.
sandals. What
or
is
sandals.
the occasion?
Exactly.
No one wants to see
Exactly. I see people in the airport with like shorts and sandals. It's like I don't.
I know.
What went wrong?
I'll say there are people who work around here that do occasionally or every day wear
California,
sandals.
you know.
Yeah, they do.
But Amazon's probably one of the. It's like probably like a fun campus, right?
yeah.
Where it's like, hey.
it. Right. Do you have food trucks and stuff, and you guys like have names for each other when you walk by each other?
Occasionally, and all the rooms have names, and all the buildings.
What are the names? Are they
named.
cheeky?
We're everything in our studio is named after venues in LA.
Oh, cute. What is this? Where are we
We're
now?
in the Terragram studio.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Terragram studio.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know.
What's a what's
What's a
that?
What's that?
Don't open the door, honey. It's a Terragram. what's
Well, ask it to go away.
what is that a place?
That's the Terragram Ballroom is on West 7th Street in Los Angeles.
Did you know that? You have to look it up.
I looked it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I've
great.
never heard of
Good.
that ever.
Terragram Ballroom.
Yeah, it's something. By the way, we have a Christmas album.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a responsibility to take on these songs.
Yeah.
That's the God's truth. And you guys
The
did
God's truth?
The
it.
gods.
Well, dude, it's
Do
hard.
you mean God's honest truth?
God's honest truth, I guess.
And it's
Maybe
God,
he's
and
a,
it's
maybe he's a
God's-
polytheist. We
right.
don't know.
No, we don't know.
Why a
I
Christmas
don't know
album
this
now?
man anymore.
You know, we wanted to do an album together for a long time. A Christmas album seemed like a great way to kind of come out swinging. And I think
And
it
they
turned out
wanted
well.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the
it's-
comment
Yeah.
section really wanted you guys
Yes.
to do the Christmas album.
They
Yes.
did. They're still actually we're posting promo from our Christmas album, and they comment, "Oh, make a Christmas album,
Yeah.
would you?
Yeah.
Would you just make an
Yeah, it's
album
like,
already?
That's what, look up. That's what the post is.
Can
And then
you
they say, come to Brazil.
Come to Brazil."
can you describe?
Why does it go? Somebody go to Brazil. What is that?
I hear it's great.
I'm actually slated to go next September.
Are
Like
you?
somebody go to somebody visit these people. They're clearly so nice. They're so enthusiastic.
They're the best fans in they're the best.
There's a great Onion article a while back where like Santa gets a letter that just says, "Come, dear Santa, come to Brazil," and he's like, "I don't know that they're grasping what it is that I do here. I will be there. You know, I'm bringing gifts."
What is the process like taking songs that everybody knows and loves and reworking them? Does it start with Andrew, who is conducting this and arranging it, or does it start with expressing your vision to him? Like,
Probably started with your vision and then talking to Andrew.
Well, yeah, it was that Zoom. We had a Zoom
We did. We had a Zoom.
where he was in Scotland, you were in Atlanta, and I was in LA,
and
we
you
all.
kept gaslighting me.
That's true.
That was like, what was it? Which
I
one
had a
it?
Kermit the Frog, and every time that Andrew would look down, I would bring like Kermit up into the frame, and Liz would go,
And I'd go like,
"Hey, Kermit!" And then I would quickly, Andrew would go, "What? What are you talking about?" She was like, "It's Kermit. He was there."
and it just was.
And he doesn't like. I don't think at the time he knew you well enough to like maybe. Oh, this.
No,
What's
no.
this batty woman doing?
Yeah, he certainly didn't think it was a bit.
No,
he was
didn't.
like, perhaps she sees something, and I shouldn't ask her about it if that's something that she goes
Perhaps.
through. And I've never
yeah.
cleared it up with him. I mean, he came out yesterday to conduct, and I was like, and he's just like, hey, I think he thinks I'm a little got a screw loose, and maybe I do. But I did see Kermit, and he thinks I did.
He was there.
But yeah, the beautiful
But we
Kermit.
all, talked about each individual song, the three of us,
Went
and
through keys.
Yeah, and just kind of hashed it out. Like, well, what if we did this here? And what if we did this here? It's how they used to do it in the old days. You have everyone there in the room, and you kind of build it from the ground up. And so when he writes the arrangement, he kind of already has his sketch based on what we've talked about. And he's, that's his bread and butter. Like, he's just a world-class orchestral arranger. And we're running out of them. We're running out of those people.
who's picking what songs are going to be on this album?
You did.
Yeah, I think I sent them. I sent them to you.
I
And
mean, everyone was on there pretty much. He was like,
That's-
how do
it is-
these look?
yeah.
I'm like, that is Christmas
it
in
is
a
all
nutshell.
the Christmas song. Any Christmas song that like doesn't have the word Christ in it is on the album.
and we
We figured maybe keep it,
we changed some lyrics
non-denominational.
too. We played
our
around.
Christmas album non-denominational.
Yeah.
Is there a lyric from any of these Christmas songs while recording it that you realized existed and surprised you?
Oh God, yes. The one with the 100. The we're all God's children. That one. You changed that.
Oh
one.
yeah.
There's
yeah.
like it's certain ones that go on much longer than you think.
There's in Here Comes Santa Claus, because
Yeah.
it starts really effervescent and like riding on Santa Claus sleigh.
Yeah, it's like
He's
whatever.
got a bag that's full of toys, and then it goes like Santa knows we're all God's children. That makes everything right, and it takes a real like dogmatic turn. So it's like
The smile kind of fades from
Yeah.
the singers. Even you
Yeah.
hear it like it's like this is.
it's like
He changed
you
it.
know
Is that when you decide Santa should go to jail?
Yeah.
that's what we
That
decided.
was why- yep.
Santa should go to jail. Yeah, we noodled with the lyrics
It's really
a little
fun
bit.
for me, by the way, to sit at Sirius XM and do the live fishbowl recording. And looking at a young fan, she must have been, I'd say there was like a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old. And then, man, the guy should be in jail. She's like, and the girl's just like, oh. And you said fuck a couple times too.
I know.
And I was like
I
looking
know.
at her like,
And I did last night too at the live show.
you did a lot at the live.
I said
I
a lot.
did too. You put
dropped
one,
a lot of f-bombs.
I was like, should we go over the prompter? Should we go over the jokes? They're like, let's do them cold. And I was like, all right, that's cool. And then I look up and I was like, all right, I'm going to head off stage and you can go fuck off. And then I was like, Seth. I was like, what? They liked it though.
I mean, it went. That was the biggest laugh of the night. You telling me to fuck off.
I guess so.
That people like, it's about time somebody
had
did.
to say it, exactly.
Is there any rehearsal that goes into these live shows?
Yes, we had to rehearse.
Or do you
God, wait, you kind of snapped at him there, Liz. You know,
What do you think? It's like a huge. How many pieces in the orchestra?
Well,
what is it, about 60?
Can't wing it.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people counting on your cues.
I learned a big lesson last night too about that. It's not like when you have a 3-piece band with like a upright bass. Like you know, let's take that back. It's like no, if they're going, they're going, and if you can't get in, you're not going back in. I made a couple little errors last night, but I just wanted everyone in the world to know
No one
that.
noticed until you pointed it out.
Until I pointed it out. My dad's like, good show. Yeah, next time just kind of play it off. I don't really know why you made a big announcement about it. I'm like, thanks for coming, Dad.
God, parents are really rough on you, aren't they?
No, they're not.
God. They seem so nice.
No, they're really nice. They really are. You know what? I haven't gotten a lot of sleep, and so I'm a little more
Damn it,
curt.
you're a Gillies, not a Sang.
You know my parents.
They're the best
mom
people
is
on
here.
earth. She is. Yeah.
You're nice to her.
I messaged her on Facebook.
Oh, that's so cool.
I don't think she thought it was the real me.
Oh, I told her it wasn't.
No, it was. That's me.
Why did you message her on Facebook?
Well, I need to get in touch with her. I want to send you something.
Oh, is that why you haven't talked to me?
I don't think that generation. I think if you want to get a hold of that generation, you gotta use Facebook.
You're right. You're not wrong. But there's so many. Facebook's a funny place.
It's weird. Yeah.
Isn't social media just kind of a failed experiment?
Are you not
My
on
favorite
Instagram?
song
Are
on
you?
the album.
I do have Instagram. I just think the whole thing is it's just a mess. It's just a mess.
You mean
it's like,
X? Or it's social media in general?
It's all like there was some sociologist in the 90s or whatever the hell she does, a studier of human behavior who made the point that historically evolution-wise, we as human beings are not accustomed or hardwired to interact with more than like 120 people at any given time.
Is that true?
That's true. That in if you're in a prehistoric community or you're in a medieval community or all the way up through the 20th century, like 120 people is about the most people that you have in your life that you have regular contact with at any given time.
Maybe I'm number 121 in
and
yours.
now all of a sudden like that we're talking to everyone all over the world and we can't handle it and it's making us crazy and it's ruining everything. And there was a US general who put it, and I can't remember what the guy's name was, that it used to be that every village had their idiot, and that was fine because you could, have a laugh. But now all the village idiots can talk to each other,
right,
and they can form a big village idiot convention, and that's why we're in so much trouble.
It's so really accurate.
And it really does bring me back to Christmas because...
But it is interesting. Like I think that has a lot to do with why we're...
It definitely does. It makes a lot of sense. We should just stop. Guys, let's all stop. No more social media. Let's stop. Is that
hey,
the camera?
Mom. God.
Yeah.
Let's stop.
Like, are we at Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Oh.
Can we just talk about something nice? Can we just talk about something pleasant?
Well, how many takes for each song?
There you go. See, look at that. See, thank you. This is what I'm talking about.
I think we do as many as it takes to get it right.
So how do you know when it's right?
Honestly, for me,
Yeah.
It reached a point where there was a deadline and I had to stop because I was singing these songs like I was singing them a lot and I was really screwed.
You didn't finish. You abandoned. You didn't finish your recording. You abandoned
it. To be
it.
honest,
Yeah,
I had to.
But I'm the same way. It's like you're a perfectionist.
Yeah,
which
we
is
are
why-
perfectionists.
Are you recording with each other every time?
We recorded with each other. And then, if there are little things to pick up here and there, then we go into that. But, for Seth and I, two perfectionists, that could be a dark, deep hole.
That's why I like working with Liz, is because there's nothing I can point out or that she can point out that the other one is not. I go, oh yeah, I know about that. Yep, it sounds like shit. Yep.
I will stop though since we've now been singing together so often live. I do like to tell him exactly how that went immediately after the last note hits.
Yes.
I've done it forever. I'd be like, not the best, or I'll say good except for the bridge.
Yeah.
Or I'll say things like that, which is not necessary.
Because you don't want the other person to think that you thought it was good.
Yeah, God forbid. I don't want him to think that I thought I nailed it,
Yeah.
It's so gross to me.
Just want you to know.
I want to get to all the insults before he can get to them.
Exactly.
Even if he's thinking of it, it's never going to come out of his mouth.
Exactly. I'm gonna sabotage myself before anyone else can do it.
I mean,
Of course.
It's giving healthy though.
Is it giving healthy?
It's giving healthy.
It is.
Is it giving?
So the vibes got cut off at some point, right? We don't say it's giving healthy vibes, and now the vibes is gone, and now we just say giving healthy.
We're in a phase of abbreviation.
Right, we got a lot to do, all of us.
Yes. So much to get to.
Long, packed schedules.
Yeah.
Don't have time to use that extra word.
Do you remember the first time you guys sang together?
Well, we didn't sing at karaoke. Okay, it would have been Catalina Jazz Club, which is the first time actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we sang Cozy. I remember this actually because I remember everything. We sang Cozy, which we actually ended up recording for our Songs from Home album. We sang
Where was the
Fancy
Catalina
Meeting
Jazz
You
Club?
Here in LA.
Sorry.
Is it gone?
Is that the one on near the Magnolia restaurant?
Maybe. It's
The
in
one on
Hollywood.
like Hollywood and Vine,
Yeah,
that
that's
area?
it. That's it. Hollywood and Vine. Do I remember it over there? Spent a lot of my childhood there, Seth.
God. But the Catalina Jazz Club, that was the one that was shaped like a big L.
I don't remember. I remember what I wore.
I should remember that night.
So I'm
I
giving,
know.
And I don't.
Okay, I actually remember this night for a different reason. I've never, you know me. I don't.
This is scary.
It's a little. No.
It's happening.
What do you mean? You're
God,
forgetting.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Well, I've never done drugs or anything like that. It's not, it's not my thing. I barely drink. Although,
haven't either.
sometimes, once in a while, it's nice to have a couple drinks and then two, and it's curtains. But I remember everyone was having a cigarette, and I was like thinking I should try a drag of a cigarette, and I don't even think I inhaled. I think I just posed with it. And then I remember all night feeling guilty that I touched a cigarette, but I didn't inhale the smoke.
Was this inside?
No, it's we were out in the back
Okay, I
with
was
the
going to say, it
musicians.
wouldn't have been that long ago.
No, everyone was having a cigarette.
A
no one was
cigarette.
smoking. They were
Yeah.
having a drag.
A smoke, yeah. Yeah. Catalina Jazz Club.
Catalina
wait
Jazz
a minute. Yeah. Okay.
Catalina
okay,
wine
okay.
mixer.
Yes. I remember that.
wait, so you just
Probably don't need to include the cigarette thing. I don't want my parents to be disappointed with me. I'm only 30.
Your mom can hear you right now.
I know, but I think she's probably hoped I've had a
So can
cigarette before
Jesus.
in my life. And now she knows I only touched my lips to one and then got scared. Anyway.
You smoke, Zach?
no. Can I ask a question?
What's been your favorite thing about sex? Is it the intimacy or the physical act?
The intimacy? See? Now that's the kind of thing you should have pointed out before I did it.
You were
You
too
should
quick.
have. You should have pointed that out on your own. I shouldn't have
quick.
had to do that.
I'm sorry. I'm getting too comfortable.
Honestly, it's great to align with somebody. It's really special.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
physically line up as well?
Yeah, we physically align. No,
Sometimes I see people that are really tall with people who are really short. I'm like, how does it line up? But I'm glad that you're aligned spiritually and emotionally. That's good too.
yeah, physically too. Yeah, it's all working. It's great. Yeah.
What's the name, or is it not? We don't. Do
no,
that.
we can talk
name?
about it.
What's
now.
the
What's
name?
its name? What's the name?
His name is Jaden.
Jaden.
Yeah.
Cute.
I look forward to introducing you to
Well, I
him.
like him.
Yeah, I think you're gonna like him a lot.
How so?
I think he's really great, really special.
Please
In what
Good
way?
energy, really kind, really fun.
Okay. And he's good, kind to you.
Very cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do I know?
I think you're gonna like him.
Okay, good. I mean, it would require you texting me back, us getting a reservation. It's like a whole thing that's never going to happen. But I'm happy to. I'll view your wedding photos online, and I'll like them like you like all my photos. I was going to actually post on Instagram, coming to your office, please text address. I know you don't use phone, but you like Instagram. I was going to post that as a static grid post on my Instagram. But then I thought, that's tacky. I'll do it on the show.
God, I sure wish I was drunk.
Do you want a drink? Or you don't do that at Amazon?
No, I had so much
You
last
get your-
night.
We have booze.
I
So
know.
do you-
I believe you.
Do you drink on stage?
Every time.
Really?
Yeah, I would have alcohol today if I hadn't had so much last night.
But okay, so explain to me your thoughts on alcohol on the vocal cords, right? Because you care about health. It's a
Yeah.
muscle. But not all alcohol is healthy. Gin is preferred.
Not some would say none of it's healthy.
Yeah.
Alcohol?
That's right. Not all alcohol is good for you. Really?
Alcohol.
No. You're correct. You're correct. It's I mean, look. There's Sinatra used to take a long break from alcohol and cigarettes. I mean, obviously it was a different time, so everyone smoked, they drank. But he used to take a hiatus before he had to record an album to really kind of take care of his voice and really kind of nurture it. I don't do that. I probably should. If I'm recording or if I'm doing a show, I don't drink a couple days before. I usually drink once a week these days. But if I'm doing a show, I'll kind of keep it pretty clean.
Loose?
Yeah, I keep it pretty clean before I
before.
Yeah, or before I record a song, just so you make sure you're. Sometimes, look, I mean, you never know what's going to happen. Like sometimes, shit, the Santa Ana winds are bucking up, and you're raspy, or you didn't get enough sleep. It's like you never know when it's going to behave.
LA is so dry as well.
Yeah, and there are stories of Sinatra, walking into the record studio, and the band's all there, and he sings a few notes and goes, I don't have it tonight. And that does, any singer will tell you, like, that does happen. There's some days it just ain't there. Let's try again tomorrow.
For sure. And better not to waste everybody's time.
Yes.
But it brings up something interesting, right? Like this is a huge part of your careers, but it's also not like 100% of it. So there is a luxury, right? Like where you don't have to tour to a certain degree where you need to find it every night.
It's challenging. It's like a challenging hobby.
But it does
It's not like golf. It's like it requires a bit of effort, but it's fun,
like
really
we both
fun.
have day jobs.
Yeah.
And so it does kind of afford a little bit of a it is a luxury that it by nature loosens you up. There isn't a whole lot at stake, and so those nerves that sometimes can with this kind of music can detract from a loose, free performance are just not there, because if we ruin it, who gives a shit?
Right.
It is really interesting. And also like attached to
Not that we don't care. We do care. We try really hard.
I actually really do care, Seth.
Okay.
Liz, can you bring that mic closer to you?
Yeah, absolutely. I had a joke and I'm just so happy I didn't make
You
it.
can loop that one. You can loop that
Sorry.
line.
Did you need me to do ADR? I'll do it while I'm here in the room. What was the line that you didn't have on mic?
I know.
I care a lot, Seth.
I care a lot, Seth. Different read.
Is that it?
I care a lot, Seth.
Yeah. No,
I care a lot.
No, I think you had it on take one.
Okay.
I don't think you need to. Don't overthink it.
We good?
Yeah.
I saw your video.
There's a piece we'll use like half of the take one and the second half of take two, and then it's in there. It's in there.
I trust you. So you made a little video recently.
The TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's from the show. And I don't think you would have reached out if it wasn't for the TikTok.
Yeah, honestly, I saw you and I was like, why have I been focusing all my attention on Zach, who doesn't give me any love back? I'm going to move right over to Dan, who's given me nothing but love.
What an LA sentence. You wouldn't have reached out if it wasn't for the TikTok, which we unpacked together.
It was a vile laugh. Sorry. Oh my God. But yeah, it was funny.
You've been doing that off and on lately. You have
I've been cackling.
The
It's
evil
horrible.
scientist laugh.
Yeah, it's bad. I'm going to drop it.
Like you've just reanimated a corpse, and you're excited
Well, actually,
about
you
it.
said something last night, and it's so true because I was getting ready in the mirror today, and I was like, do I look really old, or do I look my age, or do I look like I'm young but from another time? And Seth said on stage the other night, I look like I died like 50, 60 years ago, but like in my mid-late 20s. So I do look young-ish, but also very old because it's from long ago, and I think that's exactly how I look.
Like the twist is
Like I look dead.
yeah, the twist is that like after all this time somebody says to me, like, I'm in a mental institution, that Liz Gillies died 60 years ago.
He doesn't think I exist.
And they show me the footage of like this interview, and I'm here alone. There's no one sitting there.
It's like what's it called? The Sixth Sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they run through the whole thing
that's
together.
the twist. It was like oh yeah, I guess we never really saw any scenes with her interacting with anyone
It's
else.
you singing the whole song. Yeah.
But do you really just sing for the first time on stage in front of people? Like you don't try it out beforehand?
We do, Seth.
We do.
Zach, whatever your name is. I
We do.
said
I'm
that.
Seth. That's Zach.
Yeah, hi.
We
did a
rehearse.
rehearsal.
We have a rehearsal.
You have to because
Again, there's other people.
there's a lot of other
There
people.
are, yeah, people watching.
I've seen you guys.
We had dinner
Yeah, we did. Yeah, the three
Yes,
of us
that's
did have
right.
dinner.
many moons ago.
It was a great time.
Yeah, I remember that was when like COVID was still like.
I know, and I got you into that outdoor
Yeah.
seating at Crossroads, and it
Yeah.
was so what a win.
Yeah, and I was like
Well,
paranoid
because
the whole time.
we were eating out, and I was like, I gotta go. I have a dinner.
Yeah.
I think you were still hungry, and you're like, where are you going? And I was like, I'm going to see my friend Zach. Come see Zach. We'll sit outside. It'll be good. It'll be safe. You'll be fine. You'll get a little soda in your tummy. You'll have a nice night's sleep.
Jesus Christ!
and then Zach and I disgustingly ordered everything on the menu.
Thank you, God. I don't have
We shut it
a
down.
lot of friends who care that much about my digestion.
What?
We shut that restaurant down.
I thought you just, that's all I care about. I thought you just said they shut Crossroads down, and I started shaking. Like I literally started shaking. No. Yeah, we did shut that restaurant down. It was fun. And he said something that totally blew your mind that night. We can't quite remember what it was, but you were like blown away by it. You called me the next day about it.
What I said? What?
He said something like, basically saying like, the world does not revolve around you, but in an eloquent way that made you think more.
Yes, yeah, no, it did.
And you never thought that before.
Yeah, no, you said something about people being selfish and realizing that the world doesn't revolve around a single person or something along those lines.
It was something really trite that I said.
Yeah, it was.
It
Really,
was, but you said it in a way that didn't sound like the world doesn't revolve around you, Zach.
No.
You said it in a way that was like, although you da-da-da-da-da, the splanks will still move and time will still go on without your problems being a factor. And Zach was just like, he like dropped his fork. It was like, clink. And then he called me next day. He was like, whoa, I'm really fucked up about what Seth said, man.
It's true.
And I was like, oh. That's it. That's all I have to say. Anyway, it's cute dinner.
So how do we keep this going, right?
The interview, the singing.
No,
what?
the music in terms of like, okay, we have a Christmas album and it's going to, there's a responsibility with this and there's the goal of like creating a body of work and to at least have a song live in culture forever, right?
Yeah.
Like one of these records should either replace and or become one of the few that's in circulation for years to come. How does this evolve into next? Like, is it going to always be covers? Have you thought about reimagining what this music would sound like if written for today?
Well, everything that you hear, whether it's a Bing Crosby album or a Rosemary Clooney album or a Dean Martin or a Sinatra album, with very rare exceptions, they're all. I mean, the word cover is a very modern word. They're all standards. Like these were vocalists who didn't write; they sang. So a lot of these that golden era of that music was in most cases reimagined songs from the 20s, from the 30s that were then kind of brought back into the zeitgeist and done in a completely new way. Yeah, there's the idea of like writing a musical is an interesting prospect. It's a lot tougher to do now because you just don't have it. You don't. The industry was like drowning in songwriters who could do that kind of thing at the time. In the same way that, even up through the 80s, in something like film scoring, you had John Williams and Jerry Goldsmith, and you had James Horner, and you had, Silvestri, and these composers that were all writing just classically symphonic stuff, and they would all kind of try and sort of outdo each other, and so they would kind of feed off each other's talent. But that kind of went away, and the industry changed, and now, Williams is he sort of stands alone, and it's a tough thing to do, to write a standard. It's the hardest thing in the world, the most daunting thing.
I think
to
we
think
should
about.
try. I do.
Yeah.
Privately, like not.
Andrew and I did one for the last Swing album that I did, and it was really tough. And I think it's a.
You wrote it with him.
Yeah, and I don't. It's something I think like, yeah, okay, that was a good first try. I think we can do it. It's tough because it's got to be so simple.
The way you feel about this is
Yeah.
exactly how I feel about releasing any kind of music I write altogether in
Really?
general. Yeah. And I actually feel like if it wasn't even this genre you were zoning in on, if you were just trying to write music, you would actually be the exact same way I am, which is like, well, I know this one's really, really great and this one's perfect. I'm going to go with
Yeah.
this cover.
Yeah.
Because, but he's right. Like, I mean, that era of music and those standards, it's not the same as like me doing a cover of Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo. It's like, those are standards. Like they are covered by trillions and trillions and it's a different thing.
Like Sinatra's "Fly Me to the Moon," by that definition, that was a cover, but you don't think of it as a cover. You think of it as like, no, that was Sinatra's interpretation of "Fly Me to the Moon," which was, I think, a ballad. It was a slow ballad before he got his hands on it, and then he did the quintessential version that we remember.
You know that one, Zach? Sing a little of it.
I've heard.
Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Fly me to. Yeah.
There you go.
My God.
Yeah, it's good, right?
Yeah.
It's like I'm
A little too much confidence,
Like-
but it was good.
I don't want to like really.
Thank you for singing. I'm loving Dan now, I have to say.
Are
Yeah,
you?
me and Liz,
Yeah.
we're getting along really
We're
well.
like-
Did you
I-
not before?
We have an interesting rapport. Dan always wanted to date me,
And then Liz got married.
and then I got married, which put a wrinkle in the
that was
whole
tough on
thing.
you.
Yeah.
But he didn't stop. And that's what I love about you. You kept going, and I love
Even
somebody.
after.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did it
And
when
I
her
like
hus-
somebody. Sorry. Sorry.
You're like, I'm going to be the guy to make a dishonest woman out of her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I love the chutzpah you had with that.
Yeah.
And I really
think-
respect that.
feel
I
like
think it takes a real man to be an adulterer.
I think I met your husband once, and I was like, "This is not going to stop me."
I love that.
Yeah.
You met my husband, and you're like, I'm going back in.
Yeah, I'm like, I still have a chance.
I love that.
Yeah.
Do you still not date yourself?
I'm still waiting for you.
Oh, honey.
He's in an open relationship.
Cool.
Aren't they great? Well,
I've never been in one. We would have gone together a long time ago if I was in an open relationship.
Gone together.
No, that's not what I said.
Yeah, you said gone together.
you've been stumbling over your words.
No,
a
I'm,
little bit.
you said
I'm a little
gone together.
tired. I'm
That's fine.
Oh,
slurring.
really? You guys going together? That's what you said.
What do you say? He
I don't
pinned
know,
me.
man.
What do you say when you got your school pinned?
You got pinned.
Oh, cute. Well, so what? Tell me about it a little bit. So you're in an open relationship.
Yeah,
You
you
don't
know?
get jealous. I don't. A little bit sometimes. You know what I mean?
The secret is you just can't like them too much.
Well, that's every romantic comedy. You know, the starting out. I mean, that's what happens.
You mean the person that you're with don't like the person that you're with too much?
Because then you get hurt if they're dating other people. Open
Right.
relationship.
That is a very modern. That's a very cold, very modern.
Yeah,
point of view,
I don't
though,
think
isn't
it would be for me. But I have no.
Maybe put your heart out there.
Swinging.
Maybe be a
Swinging
little
is interesting.
emotionally naked. You know.
Yeah, go for it.
Find real love.
We're getting old. Now's the time.
Yeah.
This is a really good interview to show people that they can still cast me in my 20s. I'm not going to work until I'm literally probably 55 years old at this rate because I just.
It is like you've always said that. Like the roles you
I
really
have
want
to just
play.
wait. Oh, yeah, it started at 40.
Start at 40 and like go well. Yeah.
This
yeah.
is a dead zone for me.
Yeah, you'll
This-
be like the Gene Smart of like.
I love her so much.
You know,
Well,
this
because I watch
generation.
Hacks and I was like, oh, it's me. That's
It
scary.
is you.
I've never in my life. I was like, I've never seen myself so realized in a character.
Have you Googled yourself recently?
No.
There's okay. Do you know what's up there?
Oh, what's going on? Oh, that I'm pregnant.
Yes.
What's going on with that?
You
To
are?
be honest, not to be.
Oh
and
my
this
God!
is not.
Congratulations.
I'm not pregnant.
What outlets are writing that?
So many. It's every day. They
But,
go.
like,
They go. Liz.
has
oh
no
no.
one learned anything
I have a
from
bone to pick with you.
cancellation?
Actually, it's your fault because
Isn't that like?
Seth, I was on the. It said after
How have
saying
your fans not descended upon whatever the hell the
I'm
site
not
is?
pregnant. I was wearing. I mean,
We know you're not pregnant.
why do you know I'm not pregnant?
Because I mean, one would think you wouldn't be this exasperated.
No, I'm not pregnant. And not only that, I actually from all the running around, I've lost like almost
Guess you
10
could be
pounds in
pregnant.
the last week and a half, which wouldn't be very good for the baby. Now would it? Yeah, I'm not pregnant right now, unfortunately.
I'm not either.
No.
No.
There's
Why?
speculation.
But why do you think there is? Oh, I know why. Because he wanted to sit on the Today Show, and so when I was standing up, I was wearing this like really great cinched at the waist gown. But when I sat down, I looked like a Mrs. Claus greeting statue, and so I was like, "Yeah, I look pregnant there. I get it." No, I did. It was just fabric. I just looked like it looked. You know when the Nutcracker, when all the children come out from under the dress, it looked like there were like like it was a gag, like there were gonna be things under my dress. I don't know.
You mentioned writing a musical. Is that something you give? I'm assuming you've given it serious thought over the years.
Yeah, yes, I have. It's a Broadway musical would be a lot of work, and I'm a sucker for film musicals. You know, we've kicked around the idea of maybe doing some sort of an update of the movie White Christmas. Who cares? I haven't talked about that. I'm happy to mention it.
Going for it. This
Why
couch
the hell
is
not?
wild. It's got an energy.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, but it's the timing has to be right. It's an undertaking. You got to dive in, but it's something that's on my to-do list. It's on my bucket list.
Do you just have like a
To-do list?
a hard drive of just like ideas though?
To-do list. Can you not say that anymore?
No. What? You think that's like a cancelable
To
thing?
do no. But it's
You
like,
know
is
where that
like
comes
a
from, right?
To-do list. Is that like saying swell?
No, I didn't say it because of that. You said it's on my to-do list. And Zach said, do you have a... and I thought he was going to say to-do list because he wasn't coming up with
I
it.
fucking hate it here.
Mom, pick me up outside. No.
I have there's like a checklist of like okay, sci-fi show, always wanted to do that, did that. Animated show, Family Guy, Western, yeah. Musical is on that. It's on that list, and I do have some sort of an idea of what I'm doing next. Lately, I've kind of stopped sort of hamstringing myself in that way. Like at the moment, we just wrapped this TED series for Peacock.
It looks amazing.
It's coming out in January, if you want to ask me
Coming out in
questions about
January,
it.
January 11th.
on the Peacock streaming service.
Are you actually acting alongside the other actors like you did in the movie?
Yeah, no,
That's
I
sick.
wore the motion capture suit the same way I did in the movies. It's the only way to do it. It's the only way to make the bear feel real.
Well, and also, like for the other actors, it
Yeah.
feels. You can tell in that trailer that it just feels
Yeah.
different.
It feels different, and I would go so far as to say it would be impossible to do it any other way, because it's not like with an animated show where you're all kind of, you're in the same space, you're always in that booth, everything's a little heightened to begin with, and you have an editor there that can kind of, tie everything together. Here it's like you to cobble it together, it would be no different than, okay, we're doing an Abbott and Costello movie, and we're going to shoot all of Abbott's lines first and all of Costello's lines,
Right.
but they're not going to see each other. It would be horrible.
You can't do that.
You can't do it. No.
So, are you sitting on a bunch of new concepts, or do you really? So it's reworking old IP that you've come up with, or what is it? I'm from now on. I'm only going to rework old IP.
If it ain't broke.
But no, I don't. I don't have. I mean, there are things that are on my list that, like, yes, it'd be nice to do a musical at some point, and there's a book here and there that, like, boy, it'd be nice to adapt this. I think this would make a great limited series or something. But for the most part, it's just as likely that what I do next is something that will pop up at any point, pop up tomorrow. That, like, wow, what a great idea! You know what? That's what I want to do next. And until you really dig into it, you don't really know what that's going to be.
We're also remaking the Brady Bunch with me as Mrs. Brady and Seth as Mr. Brady.
Just makes sense.
We don't have our Peter.
God, that's a great movie. You know what's weird
Best
about that movie is, like,
it's the
now
best movie.
the Brady Bunch movie that Betty Thomas directed. Did you ever see that?
You mean the one we love?
Oh yeah,
It's the best. It's the
Yeah.
best. The
Where
best movie.
And it was made in the
You never
90s.
saw it?
Where it was
It's
like
such a treat.
But what's weird is now the 90s
I
are like
know.
as dated,
It's dated.
as the,
The
70s.
whole thing's dated. It's so trippy.
But the premise was that, like, it's the 90s for everyone else, because the movie came out in like 95 or so.
Yeah.
And but the Bradys are still living in the 70s, and they rebuilt all the sets. They got all the old music.
It's perfect.
Gary Cole as Mike Brady was like, I was like a fan for life. I'm
Time
like,
to
who
put
the-
your bookmark in, Mr. Brady.
Yeah, it's like
so
who does a
good.
Robert Reed impression?
It's so good. And there's a meme you might know. Sure, Jan. You don't know that
Oh
one?
yeah, of course.
Of course, sure,
Yeah.
Jesse. I got him back. I got the kids
Yeah, I know
back.
the meme. Yeah.
Well, Cindy, if you tattle on someone, you're not
really
just telling
tattling
on
on
them.
yourself.
You're telling on yourself.
But Jan, you don't have any friends. George Tropicana. You never saw this movie?
No.
Check it out.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's a good thing. It's
You
a good
guys are
thing.
like genuinely deeply friends. So
It's been a long time.
yeah, for
Yeah.
the world watching, like you're
the,
getting
the world.
yeah.
The world
No
is
less.
watching. With the
Nothing
world-
less.
No, I'm not gonna lie.
Would you say
getting
a
a-
quick hi to world? It's that camera.
Getting a little pompous there, buddy.
I know.
No. Listen,
Amazon
your audience could be
Studios is the
huge. This is why
world.
you're here.
And yet I have the
Can
same
you
lights
track
at my house.
Can you track what your, like, viewership is?
and they're
Because
really
we can't.
finicky.
I'm not gonna lie.
There's one better than these. I have
Do you know,
them.
like, as with a podcast, do you know how many people are listening?
Yeah, for the most part, but I
You
do
do?
think yeah, but things travel, so
Yeah.
They're really
interesting.
viral, like on.
Yeah.
Always have been.
So like just like I will shout out like a
Thank
random
you,
stat, but like so just on like user generated
That's like a
content
drunk person.
that sports my name.
Yeah.
There's like 2.5
they're really
billion
viral.
views on
They're
it.
really viral.
Oh,
Always
it's
have
2.5 billion?
Yeah, just on
Billion.
shit that sports my name and
That's
that,
what I'm
but we
saying.
can't account for things
I'm
that
not going
don't
to bring you
sport
to
my
like a
name.
garage, although
That's
you never know.
your
You
name.
never know what's next.
You keep moving, I don't know.
billion.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, he's
No, it's
he's-
UGC, and then on top of that, like our TikTok channel does very well, and then we're kind of where the people are.
And where did you start when you were?
He started
when you
at
got-
home.
Yeah,
At home.
I started a radio show from my bedroom 17 years ago.
Wow,
Yep.
that's a success story right there.
No, it really
And now
is.
you're here in this palace.
Well, and it's wild. Like before this, we did at one point have the largest nighttime pop radio show in North America, and we had that for 10 years. And we grew that. Like we started with 0 radio stations, and we ended
Yeah.
with like 90. Yeah.
Wow.
And then we came here, and Liz has given us charity every step of the way.
And now it's the charity's reversed. It's very
Yeah.
cute.
So
You squeezed me in between Billie Eilish and was it Neil Young?
Neil Young.
I mean, that was amazing. It was for me, really. It was just for me. I was just like, he's got Neil Young, and everyone's
called
like,
me.
I know, man. It's the
fucking
coolest
weird.
thing in the
and
world.
now you're pimping out your friends.
Well, thank you. Thanks
I
for
mean,
coming.
man. No, it's my pleasure.
Real talk. I mean, you get
Real-
this a lot, I'm
real
sure,
talk.
but like, how do you define? Like, do you look at yourself as like a legend or an icon? Do you even give those words any weight or time
I
in
do
your
not.
brain?
I do not. I think that I in no way whatsoever at all. I go into everything like I can do this better. or this is going to be the time that I screw up and the movie's going to be terrible, the show's going to be terrible. I have enormous insecurity about everything I do creatively. Yeah. So no, I don't see myself that way.
In any way, like, do you think that insecurity fuels greatness?
It probably keeps you from getting complacent. Right. I don't know that it's, it keeps you working hard.
How do you define or rationalize what you contributed to culture?
That's a very good question. I that's a tough thing to quantify
crazy.
In any.
But have you thought about it?
I think it depends on who you ask. I mean, there are people who are like, "Oh yeah, I've been watching Family Guy my whole life," and then people who are like, "This thing is just it's fueled the rise of Trump." It's just,
but isn't that everything? I mean, that's
I guess
it's not going to be everybody.
I guess.
How do you see it?
How do I see? I mean, it's a job. I mean,
it's more than that.
It's all I ever wanted to do when I was a kid. When I was in college, it was like it was all about, hey, I want to make a show and I want to be an animator. And when I started, I was 24, and there was a lot of luck that contributed to this. That I did a student film that was a rough version of Family Guy that was in many ways similar to the pilot of the show, and it was exactly what people were buying at that time. So, I mean, if I was pitching it now, I don't know if I would be able to sell it. But at that time, The Simpsons had taken off, King of the Hill had taken off. Everybody wanted animation and exactly this kind of adult animation. And so my timing couldn't have been better. But I didn't have anything to compare it to. And I thought, you pitch a show, I guess you just sell it. I guess that's what happens. And never thought it would be, however long, so 24 years later, and we're still doing it. Never would have thought that was the case.
Do you wonder why?
I haven't ever why
it's still on today?
I think it's just as simple as that it's funny and it doesn't really try to, I mean, yeah, there's social allegory and there's political commentary, but at the end of the day, that's all secondary to the fact it's a show that, that writer's room is just full of really funny people who are out to get laughs. And that's what the show is. And it's like, people say, yeah, man, I watch Family Guy. It helps me fall asleep, or I get stoned and I watch Family Guy. And it's, you could take that as oh my God, I'm making kitsch instead of art. But to me, it's like, no, that's the show doing its job. And that's kind of what it's here for. And I don't think it's any more complicated than that. I think it's a show that sets out to be funny. People like to laugh, and it works out for everybody.
Is there a joke that surprised you that's like really gone off and taken a life of its own? Like, I'm thinking of like two off the top of my head. The chicken, Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah, I mean, you never know what they are. The Stewie going, Mom, Mommy, Mama, Mama.
Yeah.
That is, never would have thought that. I mean,
it's forever.
The Trash Men song, "The Bird Is the Word," is one that just will not die. Yeah, I mean, there are jokes at this point that fans of the show will bring up. And it takes me a second, and we've done 350, 400 of these things. And I got to think for a second, like, when was that? What year was that? Because I haven't written on the show since like 2009, 2010, somewhere around there. Whenever I started doing TED, I stepped away. I ran that show for about 11 years, and then I said, all right, it's all you guys.
How hard was that?
It was tough, but it was easier than if I had kept one hand in it. I'm the kind of person that I can either give 1,000% to something or none at all. I cannot do. I'm a terrible production executive in that regard. I can't jump from one to the other and give just a little bit of myself to what I tend to do is like, okay, I'm going to work on this project for the next 6 months, and this, and this, which I'm also producing, are going to be shepherded solely by the showrunner. So it works out, I think, well for everyone, because I'm really obsessive with what I'm working on, but I don't micromanage other showrunners that I work with. It's like the buck stops with you. It's been 10 years since I've said to Family Guy, I don't think we should do this, or I don't, don't do this. Let's do something else. Like I've never since then. If I'm not running a show, I don't impose any edicts on the people who are. It's like it's your show now. The buck stops with you. And it's your call. I can give you my thoughts and my advice, but I'm not going to tell you what to do and what not to do.
By the way, really special, and not many people would do that or have the ego to do that, right? Because there is a certain level
Or
of
it's
ego
just
and
laziness.
trust. Okay, that's it.
So are you just going in and reading?
And that way I can absolve if they do something really bad and the joke that's way over the line, I can just absolve myself. Well, I don't work there.
Are you going in and just reading the script for all the characters they give you?
Yeah.
So it's that simple? They just hand it to you and you're like, all right, let's do it.
Oh, in my pajamas, my friend.
Do you remember the moment it was time to leave?
That it was time to, was it like a...
Like step away? Like what changed?
Not in any kind of crystallized sense. I don't remember it's my last day. I should remember that, and I don't.
Did you have a brown cardboard box with all your stuff in it?
Like I'm being escorted out.
Yeah.
But even like having the thought of it's time for me to go.
Yeah.
Like you knew your time was done here.
Yeah, I think it was. I have sort of a vague memory of what my thinking was, but it's the same as it would be today. It's like if I'm halfway in it, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna feel like, shit, we got to fix that. You know what? I'm just going to come in and we'll do it together. And it just, my brain won't do that. I either got to be completely out or completely in. And when I was completely out, there was something freeing about it. I did have some concern for the future of the show, but it's somehow sustained. It's like the people who've been working there are a lot of the same people that were there when I was running the show, and they've done a great job in my absence. So, I got lucky with a good team.
It really could be on forever.
Could be. I mean, I'll die at some point. We'll all die.
You gotta.
That's another one that's going to blow your mind. Someday we're all going to die.
Oh,
What do you think
How
of
about
that?
this one? Who's gonna go to whose funeral first? I like that one. I think about that one a lot.
I think, Liz, you'll just kind of have a string of all of our funerals that you'll have to attend.
Exactly. I'll wear something different to all of them.
Will you
Yeah.
attend my wedding?
Yeah, you getting married?
I mean, maybe.
I'd love to meet him first and have one lunch with you, and then I'd love to go to your wedding.
Zach thinks you're going to perform at his wedding.
Give me.
Oh, we'll see how the rest of this goes. You mean us as a duo?
Yeah, obviously.
Well,
You do weddings?
Oh man, when's the wedding?
I don't know. We're far out.
Oh, don't say far out. Oh, I have something that day.
Oh, did you say far out? Oh, we have the
We have the thing.
the
with
lunch,
the,
the
yeah,
lunch.
Yeah, the lunch with the with the whole the thing.
You shouldn't have said far out.
No, we got that thing at the Ivy.
The Ivy, that's right.
Yeah.
By the way, you can
I'm sorry, we're unable to attend.
You can listen to We Wish You The Merriest on Amazon Music. There's
right.
going to be a link in the description below. It's all there, waiting for you. What are you thinking?
Well, Seth, I did want to say, I think you ruined Rocket Man for me by Elton John, because whenever I hear Rocket Man, I just hear Stewie singing it immediately.
Yeah. That's a legendary performance.
Yeah.
William Shatner.
You
God bless
ruined
him.
Anne Murray for me, or
Oh, that's
or
right.
like, I mean, one of our first conversations. I was like, now that I've met you, I'd like to talk about Stewie singing "You Needed Me" by Anne Murray, which is in its entirety, as it would be. I was watching it at home, and I was like, I always watch Family Guy a little bit, but this one really, I don't know. I was, by the way, I must have been quite young, but I imagine myself washing the dishes and like. Like that visual, like, what's this? Or maybe lotioning my hands in bed. But I remember watching it whenever it came on, and it's like he starts singing.
Probably what I was doing that night too.
Yeah, cool. And he starts singing it, and then he didn't stop, and I was like, I love something that goes all the way, and I just was like, that's.
Commits.
My dad used to listen to Anne Murray in the car on the way to the dump because there
you
was no
guys don't
trash
know Anne
pickup in our
Murray.
town.
No.
So you have to load your car into the back, load your trash in the back of the station wagon, drive it to the landfill.
Yeah.
And I used to insist on going with my father because I thought that's where Oscar the Grouch lived.
Oh.
And I never met him. Never showed up while I was there.
Oh.
But he used to play Anne Murray in the car.
Yeah.
And You Needed Me.
I
It was
love
like just
You Needed Me.
Just
And Snowbird. But I don't
Snowbird.
think he did that one. I think
Snowbird,
it
yeah.
was just in the episode.
yeah.
Anne Murray
Helen
fans?
Reddy, another great one. Helen Reddy.
Helen Reddy's great.
Awesome.
Anyway, guys, I'm sure you're just dying to jump in on these singers.
Download yourself some Helen Reddy, for God's sake.
Well, you have the opportunity right now to educate the next generations on what this music is, right? Standards.
Holy shit.
These
And more than
artists.
anything, on stage banter. I think that's more important. Good old fashioned feel on stage. That's what we're really trying to keep alive as well.
But like genuinely, like if somebody wants to educate themselves on standards,
Yes.
what do they listen to?
Where to start? I don't know. You take it away.
I mean, there's no better place to start than, mid 50s to early 60s Sinatra. I mean, that's it doesn't get much better than that. Just because, obviously the vocalizations, but also the orchestrations were just really special on his recordings, particularly his ballads. That's a great place to start. I mean, that whole era, that whole pocket was just, there was just some. It's an insanely high. What am I trying to say? I'm so tired. An era of high musicality. The level of musicality was just insane, and you had these classical composers writing pop music, which we have not seen since.
That song you did yesterday from White Christmas is so gorgeous. I was thinking
Yeah.
about it all night. Count Your Blessings
Yeah,
instead of
it's a
sheep.
beautiful song. Yeah,
It's just like we were, being on stage and having 60 musicians behind you, having an orchestra. There were several times last night where I really forgot. I truly, because I'm tired too. I truly forgot I was on stage and I was just watching everything and I'm watching the strings and I'm watching the horns. I was like, this is so cool, it's so beautiful. But then I did have an entrance that maybe I missed once or twice, but I had fun and it's so different. Like he was saying, the level of musicality, and I feel like TikTok though they've picked up on Ella Fitzgerald and things like that I've seen gone viral. But I mean, for me, growing up, I really loved Peggy Lee, and Julie London is an amazing one too, and Nancy Wilson we love.
yeah.
There's so many. I mean, this is different times. I'm just saying. I'm just naming things to check out.
It is like, I think, musical tastes vary, and everyone has their contemporary artists that they love, but I'm trying to think the last time that I heard anything new.
Don't you like
where
James Taylor? I'm going that far back.
I love James Taylor. Yeah.
You mean new?
But new, where I said like specifically, that's a beautiful song.
Right, yeah,
My
sure.
God, what a beautiful ballad, or like what a beautiful song, in the same way that song from White Christmas. I think that's gone. I don't think we're doing that at all anymore as a culture.
Could we come back to it?
It's a lot of effort.
I don't know.
Everything's so fast now.
Yeah.
Videos are fast. Like TikTok.
Like
Everything's
James
just got to
Whitmore
slow
in Shawshank
on down.
Redemption. The world went and got itself in a big damn hurry.
That's exactly literally what I just said. You're right. But it's true. The attention span, it's like, I can't imagine. Although you said you just had, who did you just have on?
Oh, we had like Samara Joy.
Right, who I really like. Like that's a good example of somebody I was really kind of impressed by, and I just think she's wonderful.
But you kind of had to be surrounded by it. It's like it was you were surrounded by other composers who were doing the same thing, and so you were just kind of like,
Not unlike the pop camps now. That's why
Yeah,
they're so
exactly.
competitive in pop music. And I
Yeah.
say pop just means popular, but like what you're hearing on the radio,
there is something to it.
there's a similarity, and that's because obviously everyone's
It's community.
yeah, exactly.
So, okay. It's more about this type of music becoming popular, right? I do believe like pop music is just a
Well,
collection
what
of music
about what's
across
her
different
name?
genres.
Her name starts with an L.
Oh, Leve. We love her.
Yeah, I was gonna say it wrong. I'm really glad I did what I just
You were
did.
going to say
But
Laufey, weren't you?
I was gonna say something like that. Yeah, and that's interesting. That's genre bending.
She had the biggest jazz debut of all time.
I mean, that was cool because my brother played it for me, and I was like, "Are people liking this?" And he's like, "Oh, they love it." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "You guys, this new crop is so random." I love
wild.
it, of course, I get it, but you never know what's gonna hit with these.
But I'm telling you, that's
kids.
why the world's ready for some Liz Gillies original music.
Yeah, God damn it.
I know Seth is just like, "When is it coming out?"
I do think you should do a solo album.
Like what? How will it sound? What will it be?
I don't know. This is why, I mean, it could be anything.
I know
That's
better
the
than to
problem.
talk about this topic on this show because it always
Yeah.
bites me in the ass.
They'll never let it go.
No.
Yo, beautiful human, I want to let you in on a little secret. Your gut has power. Seriously, your gut, our guts, they regulate so much in our lives, our mood, our energy, our immune system. So when I realized I was more sluggish than usual, I just was irritated, just wasn't feeling great. I realized that it was my gut, dude. So I started taking this thing called AG1, and no more vitamins. Now I just drink AG1 and everything feels balanced. It feels better.
Bad gut, bad life.
Amen, dude. You can see my glow, right?
Oh my God, you're glowing like a star, the star that you are.
It's an AG1 glow. And I've shared this secret with my friends and my family. My boyfriend started taking it, and they love that it's chock full of the stuff you need, right? Prebiotics, probiotics, enzymes that are good for digestive health. Plus, there's vitamin B, so it's good for immune system and energy. They just know what they're giving you. Plus, the scientists are always reformulating this thing, so it's up to the highest standards, always.
That's good. That's good stuff.
Yeah, if you want to try it out, go to drinkag1.com/ZachSang. That is drinkag1.com/ZachSang. And if you go now, they'll hook you up with some free stuff. You'll get a 1-year free supply of vitamin D3K2. Plus, they're going to hook you up with 5 free AG1 travel packs. Not bad. Check them out. drinkag1.com/ZachSang. Tell your good I say hi.
Well, I was told we got to get to the business. Show in Vegas on the 30th at the Smith Center.
That's right.
What can people expect?
Oh my gosh. After last night, we learned, a lot of laughs.
Yeah.
Loose.
Lot of laughs. Loose, fun,
Beautiful
relaxed.
music.
Yeah.
I mean, the loose, fun, relaxed, a great kind of doorway into the new year. It's not a New Year's
doorway into the
What
new
was the
year.
word I wanted?
Kind of a back door into the new year.
We love backdoor. Seth and Liz's New Year's show, where the entrance is always in the rear. No, that was a commercial actually in New Jersey. It was for an adult store.
God.
You ever? It was in New Jersey though. It was like Romantic Depot on Route 14, where the entrance is always in the rear. And I remember watching it as a kid, like, I don't get it. And then I remember asking him, I don't know why that was on.
Sodomy.
I don't know why that was on during SpongeBob, Liz. I'm sorry. And I was like, well, I don't get it. And then I'd pass it and I'd be like, it is. There's no door in the front. That's actually how great for them. How funny.
Yeah, it's good.
Because it was in the rear.
It's good. It's good gimmick.
Yeah, got to get a gimmick.
Gotta get a gimmick.
Mine is 50s Ghost. Yours is sweaters.
By the way, go see the show in Vegas and also check out the album. Listen to it. Play it for your family. Just put it on repeat. Tell Alexa to play it. There's a link in the description below.
And all kidding aside, this album is really the most, and I'm not just saying that because I'm going to take myself out of it like I'm not singing on it and I'll just pretend it's Seth singing on it. It's really, to put it, it just fits so nicely with a perfect Christmas evening. It's like the coziest, warmest, most full-sounding Christmassy album that I've heard in a long time. And I'm so happy to be a part of it. And it's so cool to, see ourselves. I mean, you've had a Christmas album before, but it's so cool.
We joke around a lot, but this is the most fun Christmas album you'll buy all year.
Yeah, it's
Don't
just
people buy music anymore?
Not really.
No.
I know, but people buy records. I've learned that, and we have a green record too, which is really cool.
that's
I've never.
Fucking great. It's the color of your wall.
It's the color of your wall behind you.
the color of your trim on your sweater.
You can grab it on Amazon.
Listen, I put the album on at a Christmas party the other day, and people loved it.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, people really are enjoying it. And if, by the way, if they weren't, I wouldn't have come here, and we wouldn't have wasted your time. But they really are loving it. The musicians are. It's just like it's so musical and it feels familiar but new. That's what's really cool about it. I mean, it feels very classic and we're very proud of it.
That's the right way to describe it as timeless. I've had it on every day in my freaking house as we decorate.
And all those times, maybe like a text, check in, listen to your album. I have it on every day.
No, it's true though.
Look at these frenemies.
I've known Zach since he was 15.
Literally.
God.
14?
You were 15 too.
Tell if you guys
That's
love
okay.
each other or hate each other.
I adore Zach. He's my son, but I'm just confused as to what's happening. But I'm happy for you, and I'm really happy to hear. All kidding aside, this is incredibly impressive. This is insane. I walked through so many security doors to get here.
So he wasn't in this place the last time
I've been
you
to
did his
every
show.
place he's ever been.
Literally.
No, I mean the first one was the top floor in Jersey in
And
Hoboken.
you wouldn't take the elevator. Jersey City.
No, I walked up.
This somebody's.
This is a thing here.
It's a cat.
Is it? This is
Yeah.
one of those things where like no, it's not. I was gonna say this is one of those things where like you can have your cat's face put on a pillow.
No, it's just a
Seth,
random
do you
cat
want
I
the
found.
link to how you can get your cat's face put on a
I've already
pillow?
gotten that gift for my birthday. Somebody gave me pillows with my cat's faces on them.
You have a cat, eh?
I have 2 of them actually. Yeah,
Cat dad.
yeah.
Cat dad.
Yes,
Daddy.
yeah. They're pretty. They're like dogs. They hang out. They watch TV with you. Sit on the couch.
They're not like dogs.
I mean, kinda.
They're pets.
They're.
I think
all right,
it
they're like
stops there.
aliens. They're like aliens. They're like.
Wait, so you you were talking about each other's sleep before I let
Guy
you
with
go.
2 cats. Like
We were talking
they're
about each
just
other's
like
sleep.
dogs
Do you
Yes.
share each other's sleep information?
Yeah,
Oh, from
newly do from Aura,
from Aura.
and we're not we don't work
Sponsored.
for them.
Yeah.
But Seth just got an Aura ring. I've had one We're big aura people in my house, so I've had one for
I
a
don't know what
while.
the fuck that is.
Well, it tells you like, hey, you got this many hours of sleep last night. It like monitors your help me out here.
Heart rate,
Yeah.
temperature. So during COVID, they really popped up. It was for athletes mostly, but during COVID, they were saying they could sort of detect if you were getting it, right? Because they can see if your temperature raises in your sleep and how you're breathing, your
Hey,
blood oxygen
still
level.
haven't had it, by the way.
Well,
I
that's
know.
Still have not had COVID. Yeah, that's right. God damn it.
that's really impressive.
One of the chosen ones.
That's like,
So cool.
keep going.
I felt like I lost
God,
when I got
I don't
it.
know what I deserved, what I did to deserve God smiling on me in such a way. But yeah. It's coming, though. It's coming. It's coming.
He's
for
a
me.
Family Guy fan.
It's coming.
He's a family guy.
He's a family guy.
He's like, let's do no COVID for Seth. What's his last name? Let's do that because I like it and I go to sleep to it and I love that show.
But
I
they
love
give
that
you
show.
the aura ring in the morning gives you like, it'll say like, you got a good night's sleep last. It'll give you like a sleep score.
Yeah, and the
Or like-
language is very funny
yeah,
too.
or like you slept okay. Maybe go easy on yourself today.
Yeah.
Today, mine said, it's time to take action.
Okay, that's alarming.
Because apparently I've not been getting enough sleep. It's time to take action, it said. I don't know what that means.
Go to sleep.
it's
Thank-
very
thank
conversational.
God I'm not, like a white supremacist on social media because that could be just taken so many different ways.
It
It's
is-
time to take action.
it is
Like,
a little
God, take it
vague.
easy.
Listen to We Wish You The Merriest. There's a link in
wants
the
us to
description
leave.
below. It's all there on Amazon Music.
Yeah, I've been here before. He wants us to leave. When he keeps repeating the thing, he's trying to, which by the way, it's fine. We'll go. We've been here a while. Thank you for letting me bring in my friend.
I do have a 3-part
Sorry
TED
if we're
question.
imposing.
A 3-part TED question.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we
Let
should
your
get-
future husband ask his TED questions.
Well, one was a prequel always part of the plan. 2, why a prequel and not a third movie?
Do you want me
And
to answer them one by one, or you want to?
Well, I'll just list them all and then we can go down the line.
Okay.
And 3, why a TV series and not a movie?
It's a really good style.
In all honesty, I signed a deal with Universal, and they said, we'd really love to do a TED TV series. I'll be honest, it was not my idea, but I was intrigued, and I said, are we at the point where you guys would spend the money to do? I mean, it's a CGI bear. It's not cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, yeah, we want to do something with this. And I said, all right, if you want to do this right, then I'll do it. And to their credit, they stepped up. They didn't try to, nickel and dime it. And I kind of it was more interesting to me than, I've done the 2 movies. This was something a little different. Nobody's done this degree of CGI on television yet. It's a little bit groundbreaking in that regard, where the main character is CGI to this degree. I haven't seen that yet on I've seen a lot of amazing CGI on a lot of great streaming shows, but never something where it's like, no, your central character is computer generated and he's in every scene. Mm-hmm. And it was fun. It was like, to not have to do all the big set pieces, like you get a car chase, you throw a car through a barn, all that stuff, and just kind of do just comedy. But one of the characters is CGI was really interesting and really fun, and I think is going to be unlike anything that even in the TED universe. I think it's sort of unlike anything you've seen. To me, it's a more interesting way to go than doing just another sequel because it's because no one has done it for this medium.
Where were you? How did you come up with TED? Like, what state of mind were you in?
I was working for Hanna-Barbera, or Cartoon Network, I guess it was at that time, and they were owned by Turner, and Turner merged with Time Warner, and there was a real chaotic point where no one knew what to do with any of the artists and writers, and so they were all just kind of paying us to just sit around. Like, we don't want to lose our talent pool, but we don't know what to do with you, so just pitch one show a week. So I, like the other artist that I work with was like, just, all right, I got to come up with an idea to this week to show them that I'm working. And one of those ideas was TED. And in that version, it was a family. It was like a sitcom family. And the dad had the teddy bear since he was a kid, and the teddy bear was now still with them. And this was the same story. It made the wish on the star. The bear had come to life, and it was still here, and it hadn't gone away, and now it was ruining everyone's, ruining the family. And then that kind of fell by the wayside, and I revisited it with the idea of doing it as a movie, and it was like, with a movie, it seems like if it's just one story, maybe it's more of a love story. The guy hasn't gotten married yet. He's still kind of figuring his shit out. The regional Boston thing seemed like something that was funny because my whole family's from that area. Just making this world as real and grounded as possible, except for this talking bear. Which and then just kind of formed itself from there.
Yeah, it's gone on to shape a lot.
God,
Did you have a
God,
bear
I'm
growing up?
Am I always this
Yeah.
boring, or am I just tired, man?
You're not boring.
Not
No,
boring
this is
at all.
fascinating.
Did you have a teddy bear growing up?
I remember at one point, yes, I did have a teddy bear. I think it accidentally fell in the toilet at one point, and
So
I was
it was
like,
small, or it just
Yeah.
fell in?
it
We
just-
have a coffee for you. Look at that.
I still
Oh,
have
wow,
my
thank you.
teddy bear.
You do?
Yeah,
What's his name?
Barry.
Barry.
He's on my bed and in my childhood home, and I still love sleeping with him. But his ear has no fur on it because I like neurotically scratched it all off as a child. That was my
Wow.
little tick, I guess. But yeah, I still have him. Did you have a bear?
I did. I do. I think he's still around. He's at my mom's house somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Daniel?
I had a blanket. It was yellow and white.
My brother had a blanket.
Was
It
it always
blue.
yellow?
Was it always white? Okay.
This may be a dumb question, but will you hear something like quick like her saying she had a bear named Barry and then like put it into a script and be inspired by something small
I don't
like
think
that?
I've said anything worthy of him putting.
What if
into
Ted needs
anything.
a new potential love interest and her name's Barry?
I don't
voiced
know
by
if I'm-
Liz
I don't know if I'm
Gillies.
Ted's type.
Her name's Barry.
Oh, it's a bear, like another bear, like
It's
a woman bear.
It's a talking bear story for this generation.
Seriously though, listen to the Christmas body of work. It exists and it's waiting for you. We wish you the merriest. Link in the description below. And yeah, you can check out the Ted prequel. It is going to be on Peacock. We'll put a link down there too. And if you want to see these two in Vegas, it's very possible. December 30th.
Yeah.
It's an after Christmas show.
Yeah, it's
a
not
New
gonna,
Year's show.
New Year's show, not gonna be Christmas stuff.
Really?
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
a lot of music.
Yeah.
It's funny because when we did
Yeah,
the first
Zach.
album, we have a lot of music. We did the first album. They said, "Do it, but Christmas. Do Christmas version." Nah. And then we did Christmas, and they go, "Oh, surely you have some non-Christmas music you can put out." And we're like, "We did. Now we did it all."
You guys
Nobody's
gonna-
happy with anything.
You
they're
gonna
mean.
sing the Buick song?
Oh, that's right, the Buick song.
It's very slept on.
It is.
It is. That's and you know who else is very slept on now?
Who?
You.
Oh, wow. Wow.
That's a good callback.
This is why you did Whose Line Is It Anyway?
My favorite.
Yeah.
Next to the tree light.
Some of your greatest work.
My bucket
would've-
list things are
that
not
just
what you
would've
think.
scared the shit
My
out of
bucket
me.
list things are like Whose Line Is It Anyway? The tree lighting at Rockefeller Center and SNL. What's up?
It's just, I think that's leaking, but it's fine.
Whose line
Really
scares you?
leaking.
No, it's fine.
Let's
it's fine.
pour some
It's
into
not
the other
leaking.
cup.
It's not, I'm
It's too
kidding.
much
It's not
liquid.
leaking. It's me blaming
Drink
the
some
cup.
or pour it into the other cup. It's
Okay,
too much.
God,
It's going to
don't
spill all
yell.
over you.
Ow, oh, God.
You want coffee on your pants? No? You want some? Okay. Anyway.
You'd be great on SNL. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, you would be actually.
You'd be really good.
Yeah, what the hell? They've been sleeping on that.
I need to work. That's the thing with me. It's like everyone was like, "Oh, I'd be great," but I have to. I think I don't. Maybe I don't work. I have always worked,
Yeah.
but it seems like I don't work.
You would be sensational on
I have to
SNL.
pick projects that just like don't translate to the things I should be doing.
The mainstream popular audience?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why did I never think of that? Yeah, you'd be like a
Oh, there was a
gift.
time I've talked about on this show where like I was like, maybe I'll just actually try to be on SNL and
Yeah.
like,
Would
not
you
as a
wanna
guest.
do it?
SNL?
Yeah.
My dream.
Really?
Oh,
Hey,
God.
SNL, if you're listening to the Zach Sang Show, for God's sake, don't walk, run to hire Liz Gillies. I'm not even joking.
Then they'll
What
say,
a-
"What's she
What
promoting?"
a fit. What a fit. No, I'm in the cast.
Yeah, I would. I really
I mean,
would.
my God.
I
If I was
would.
a writer on that show, I'd be like, holy shit, what a gift.
Seth, thank you.
Yeah, that's
You guys don't have
that's
to leave
from
that in.
the
He's
heart.
just being charitable. That's some you know what that is? That's some Christmas stuff right there.
Yeah.
That's the Christmas spirit moving through Seth, delivering a verbal gift to me through. That's a beautiful thing.
Just call it like I see it.
Anyway, I guess we can leave. I just wanted to bring Seth by to say hi.
And I really appreciate you guys coming. It was a lot of fun and a great conversation.
We appreciate you coming.
appreciate you
finally. See, I can do it too. I can work it back to his virginity also.
Yeah. It is such
You're
a
not the only
topic
one
on
I
the,
can-
But now I bet that you're like totally like it's a thing and you're cool now. You're probably like he doesn't want to talk about it anymore because it's like it was funny
Yeah.
then, but now
Yeah.
that you're cool, it's like whatever. I work at Amazon and I fuck. And I've got this big empire with all these security doors with the badges. You walk in and everyone's like, right this way.
Was it
It's
part
such
of
a
like
joke.
joining the company that did somebody take you into their office? Like, we understand, Zach, that you're a virgin. Here at the Amazon Corporation, we run a different type of operation. It's just not going to fly here. We're going to need you to start fucking, and soon.
Now we're going to hand you a folder. Now in the folder, you'll find a couple options. Please let us know by end of day which could be a right fit for you. We want to get this done as soon as possible. You understand what we're saying, don't you, Zach? Is that how it happened?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. No, it was Tinder. Honestly, we met,
honestly, a lot of people have actually met long-term people from Tinder.
and this was a little crazy. I'll tell the story again. We met on Tinder. And we hung out. They came to the house, and essentially we moved in together after that. And yeah, we've been living together ever since. And it's been almost
Really?
5.5 months now.
That's
Wow.
really long. That's the exact amount of time I stopped hearing from
Wait, no, wait.
Yeah.
I don't think I like this guy. It's interesting that you said the exact same time. It's not your fault. It's just something that's interesting that I'm going to think about later when I'm stirring my tea when I get home.
Are there
Interesting.
are there things that you're now just starting to notice that he does that like, oh, that kind
Yeah.
of bugs me?
Honestly.
I thought it was charming at the beginning, but now,
Yeah, now not so much.
now not so much. Now he go eat that cereal in the other room.
Right. Don't slurp that milk.
Honestly, I think it's me.
Really?
Yeah. I snore. I sometimes eat with my mouth open.
I like a
annoys him.
snore. I've never had a problem with
You
a
like
snore.
a
Yeah, my
snore?
dogs all snore. My husband snores. Sometimes I snore. I love a snore. I like the vibration sound. It actually makes me relaxed. I actually really like it. I think it's because
Isn't it a sign of maybe like there's some kind of health issue?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why
I've always heard.
But all my dogs snore.
Well, I mean,
Do your
most-
cats
I've
snore?
just put forth a completely unvetted medical
No, they say it's
assessment
a deviated septum. It's or
on
when
a
you're
podcast,
like people snore when
which
they're
is the worst thing you can do in 2023. I don't know if it's a sign of a health
No,
issue.
I mean,
just
it can be.
heard that somewhere, and now I'm saying it
Sleep
into a fucking
apnea.
microphone, and I'm part of the problem. Jesus Christ.
Can I go to your doctor after this with you?
Sure, yes.
I'll look into anything. I love a doctor.
I'm afraid of doctors.
Don't be.
No.
Don't be. We love doctors.
We love doctors.
We love doctors. We love health. We
Yes.
love clean hands,
Yes.
sanitizer, and health.
Yeah, hell,
That's another
Yes,
alignment.
we've been very hard on doctors these past few years. It's time to start showing them some goddamn respect again.
No, I agree. I'll clang my pots.
Do you go to
Yeah.
the dentist?
No, I did recently.
Okay, because that's the thing I'm noticing with a lot of guys like your age, like the not going to the dentist thing. And I can just tell you, I had a crazy thing happen really quick. I had the wildest thing happen ever. I'm not going to blow him up, but I went to a new dentist, and I went there, and I don't get cavities. It's just not something that happens. And I went in there. I've had maybe a couple when I was a kid eating Sour Patch all day. And he said to me, you know what, older guy, he said, you've got 3. I said, I have 3. He said, yeah, it could be your age. It could be genetics, but you have 3 cavities. He goes, 2 I'd like to open up and take a look. 2 I can't say for sure. 1 is I go, it must be tiny. He goes, it's moderate. It's quite a big cavity. And I was so upset by this for days and days and days. So I got a second opinion, which nobody does on cavities, but I did. And he said to me, he goes, you got great teeth. He goes, you don't even have any pre-cavities.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Liz,
It's
the
a
LA
business.
dentist will scam you. It happened to me too.
I was like, and then I was like, open them up and take a look. You don't just open teeth up and take a look. I couldn't believe it. The guy said, oh, your teeth are great. I said, I know. I could not believe this rattled me. And I drive now.
And then you went back to the first dentist to call him out, and then it was just an
No,
empty
I didn't,
warehouse.
but I told. The number you have dialed, what? There was no dentist because I'm dead.
That's right. That's right.
The dentist I went to in 1950 is not around anymore.
Do you really
I
drive? Though?
Yeah, I drive now.
Is that true?
Yeah, I do.
Your
You
mom
wouldn't
drove
know
you
that.
here.
What?
Your mom drove you
I
here.
drive in LA, but I drive. I drive when I'm not in LA. I drive, and I've been enjoying driving, and yeah, I drive now.
What have you like rediscovered anything about yourself from being out on the road?
I love it, and I love windy roads. That's my thing. I actually really like it a lot. I like driving. I like closing my eyes a little bit and just taking a chance.
Sunglasses and your head wrap and your convertible. And
Yeah, and I'm like this. That's not a wheel. Yeah, I'm always running from something. That's why it's good to have a car. Sometimes I drive too fast. Sue me. All right, I'm done.
Do you still have your RV?
You know I don't have my RV. No, I sold. We got rid of it. Oh my God, no! It's probably the last time I was on your show. No, I was on with Adam after.
Did you know she had an RV?
I think I heard something about the RV.
You would have understood the rationale. We didn't
yeah.
want to use public restrooms and drive, so
Right.
we had to buy something that had a
Yeah.
restroom in it to get to our wedding.
An RV
You
is.
heard that? Makes sense, actually.
There's something kind
like,
of
planes
cool.
have restrooms.
I've had that thought from time to time. It's like you see like Lost in America once, and you're like, that looks kind of cool.
We had that thought. We did
Yeah.
it, and
Get an RV, just drive across the country.
We did it, and it was falling apart. We immediately returned it after. Took a huge loss, as you can imagine, of course. I had ripped up all the walls and subway tiled it. I had full HGTV, the whole thing. It looked amazing. But I had hung like heavy, gorgeous mirrors from like furniture warehouses, and you can't. It's and so
Yeah,
then it was
that's not
a
safe.
mess. And I said, guys, this is in Atlanta, and I was in Atlanta. It was not in Atlanta. It was in Georgia where I bought this RV. It was in Georgia, 2020, and it was. We were different. Me and the RV man that sold me the RV. We thought different stuff, and he was like, I said, it fell apart. The door fell off while my grandma was in there, like in the restroom. I said, my all these things happened. He goes, what do you expect? It's a home on wheels. And I said, okay, but yeah, RVs can be fun. They're really, the idea is cool, and I think if we had a smaller one, or like some people tow, they have an Airstream.
Oh, that's cute.
It is cute, and I would look into it again. I want like a luxury Sprinter. I think that's the way to go. Like they take on housewives to go to like Palm Springs. You all right?
Yeah.
COVID?
No.
That's all I need, man.
No.
How classic would that
Zach
be if you
Sang
gave
gave me
him
COVID.
COVID? I feel like so many people have said that.
What?
Hearing you say it, I'm like, people have said that. Zach Sang
Yeah.
gave me COVID. It's a great shirt.
There've been like several occasions when I absolutely
Deserved it?
It is impossible that I did not get it. Impossible.
Do you think it's a health problem with you?
Maybe.
Or is it the good blood? There's good blood you can have for
Yeah,
it.
you got that good blood?
the good blood?
There's a blood type that I think
that was debunked, wasn't it? See, we're doing it
You
again.
would
We're on a
know.
podcast. Let's. I believe the it was like original. I think type O blood.
That's right.
But I believe it wasn't well supported by
Put a
science.
thing on that says debunked.
Yeah.
Like
You must have
over-
like community notes on this show.
Yeah, something like that. Seriously, though, We Wish You The Merriest is the album. Listen to it with your family, share it. It's absolutely incredible. It really is timeless.
What's your favorite song off the album?
I mean, dude, I actually love every single song.
Well, which one's your favorite if you had to pick one?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed
Like an
Reindeer.
assessment.
I also love Frosty. I like the humping reference in there.
Oh yeah.
There's, you know, you
don't
know,
remember that
humper?
one?
Reference.
You said hoppity hump, and somebody's like, "That's not what he's
Oh,
doing."
the thumping.
I think it was just more abstract, like
Yeah.
but that's. I think
I-
it's because you just got sex on the
Yeah,
brain.
that's it.
How cute! You think Frosty's
You got
humping? He's
sex
not.
head.
That's what they call it.
That's what he's got.
Sex head.
He's got sex head. Is what he's got. We can both see it's what you got.
Got a classic case of sex head.
Well, Zach, it looks here like you've got a classic case of sex head. Dan,
Yes.
so good to see you.
So good seeing you. Always a pleasure.
In a new light too.
Yeah.
In a preferred way. I prefer you.
Wow. He's been waiting to hear that for how long?
Oh, I don't prefer you to my
been 10
husband, but to
years,
Zach.
finally.
But to Zach. I'm kidding. Zach, I'm very proud of you. This is an incredibly impressive office. I'm so happy that I'm assuming in love. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm very happy for you. And you look really good.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
That means
Where do you buy your sweaters also? Just
this.
for Christmas is coming up.
This is from the internet.
Well, I know, honey, but where do you buy? Like, what is the store?
No, this is okay. So I got this on Depop.
I think
Depop.
I think the
That's
Cosby
cool.
estate was getting rid of a lot of
Zach, it's
Trying
open
to pay
today.
those legal funds, dude.
You want to know something funny? Carlos, the guy behind the camera, confused Bing Crosby with Bill Cosby earlier today.
yeah. little different. It is a beautiful sweater though.
Thank
Zach.
you.
It is beautiful. It looks very
You don't want to try it
comfortable.
on, do you?
And no.
Late night magic.
You sure?
And the trim is exactly the same color as your wall. Is that by design?
I mean, we're just trying to match.
I actually
here.
wonder.
I mean,
what.
it is exactly the same
It's
shade
gonna
of
look
green.
a little funny, maybe like green screeny. Maybe
Yeah.
it's the exact shade of green, and
It
that's
really
a
is.
specific shade of green
Yeah.
on the wall.
Wow.
Well, at the bottom, it's pretty neon.
Okay, Dan.
We Wish You The Merriest is waiting for you on Amazon Music. You should click the link in the description below and listen to it. Throw it on your device. Enjoy it. I appreciate the two of you.
Thank you so much for having
Thanks,
us.
Zach.
You both gave us time you didn't need to, and I really thank you very much.
I'll
It
always
is-
do
it
that.
is my
And-
pleasure.
And, thank you, Seth, for tagging along today and
Oh,
coming
Liz,
with me.
anything for you. I'll wave any flag you put in my hand.
Oh shit.
No, what you all have is really special, and thanks for sharing it through music. So
Yeah, thank you. Enjoy the album, everybody. And Dan,
Yeah.
we're only here because of you, because you communicate with me, and I think communication is so sexy.
You're welcome, everyone.
listen, Seth, everybody.
Christ. Bye.